Just a couple days ago, I finished Dark Souls Remastered for the first time, which was also my first time ever playing a Souls game. I enjoyed it thoroughly, even if there were a few problems with it here and there. The bosses were great for the most part, and the level design was amazing. But today, I want to talk about one boss in particular. I'm of course talking about the final boss, Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder. From the moment I stepped into his arena, I knew there was something very different about Gwyn in comparison to the game's other bosses. The lack of a cutscene, the somber music, and the overall feeling of sorrow you get from battling him are especially unique for a final boss. But I want to talk about why Gwyn makes you feel this way. The whole game is spent building up Gwyn as this mighty and glorious deity. Characters use Gwyn's name and speak of him, just like someone in real life would regard God.
Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn.
Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon me.
Yet when you meet him in-game, there's nothing glorious or godlike about him. Although he still wears the same attire he donned in his prime, his skin has been charred to an ashy gray, and instead of eyes, he has empty pockets of darkness. This is a man who has had so much of himself burned away. There's almost nothing left of his former self. After burning for so long, Gwyn is more akin to one of the soulless, empty hollows that you find commonly throughout the game than a god. Gwyn chose this fate for himself willingly. At some point during the Age of Fire, the first flame started to fade as a result of darkness and humanity multiplying. Gwyn was afraid of the darkness and what the Age of Man would bring about, so he sacrificed himself as fuel for the flame to keep the darkness at bay. But the saddest part is, although Gwyn's sacrifice can be viewed as selfless, it isn't a permanent solution. The fire will still fade, and Gwyn knew that. He gave up his life to stave off the dark even just temporarily. When you kill Gwyn, you don't feel like you've done something heroic or brave. You kill him to finally put him to rest, because he deserves it. Gwyn does have moral flaws, just as the Age of Fire is flawed. But overall, I do truly think his sacrifice was a noble one, with the best intentions in mind. I think that Gwyn as a character represents hope in the face of hopelessness. The willingness to sacrifice himself, to keep the fire burning, for even just a little longer. Apologies if this video isn't the best or is too short, because this is my first time ever making something like this. I know people have most likely analyzed Gwyn's character before, and much better than I can. I just had some ideas that I felt might be fun to put into video form. But if you did enjoy, please make sure to let me know in the comments. That way I know if you would like to continue seeing this type of content. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.